So guys, as some of you know, if you watched my video talking about my potential daughter, so long story short, you can go watch. I'm not going to reiterate everything. My first girlfriend dumped me, and then 4 years later, all of a sudden she's like, oh, by the way, can you do a paternity test because it turns out you have a daughter? And I lost custody because I was declared an unfit mother and put her in dangerous situations. Anyway, long story short, based on my own situation, my dad getting custody when I was 2.5 literally saved my life. So there was no way in hell I was going to do anything that helped her get custody back. And she wasn't even going to tell me about this. First of all, I didn't believe her. I thought she was trying to manipulate me or something. I didn't believe that it was my daughter, But I wasn't going to just say I disbelieve you and forget about it. I'm going to treat her like she is my daughter just in case. And basically the only safe thing I could have done is to deny doing that paternity test, because you know what I mean? If she was declared an unfit mother, there was no way in hell I was going to help her get custody. There's no way in hell. And I met the guy who was raising her, the father, he seemed like a nice guy to me, even though it's funny, my ex actually, I'm pretty sure she was cheating on me with him. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he liked me very much, but he seemed like a decent guy to me. So it seemed like a safer environment for her to be raised. But because of that, the unfortunate thing about that is I have to basically wait until she's an adult to reach out, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, which is why I'm talking about it. I've had like one or two people who are like, oh, that's your daughter. If it were my daughter, my desire to see her would have overpowered anything about her safety. And I was like, that's like one of the most selfish things I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, of course, if it was proven to me my daughter, I would want to see her. But you would put your own child in danger because you want to see them. So that's one of the most selfish things I've ever heard. I guess it's really no surprise that some of the most narcissistic, psychopathic, parasitic, violent people I've ever met are the only people who've ever disagreed with me on this. Seriously. Most level-headed people totally agree with what I did and think it was actually the best move. The only people who disagree are the selfish people. Like, well, that I would want to see my daughter. I want to get my daughter. There was nothing I could do. She was already 4 years old, and it was already calling another man father. It would have totally disrupted her freaking life. But not only that, there was nothing I could do. There's no way I could have got custody during that time because of the situation I was in. And the only thing it would have helped me taking a paternity test would have gotten her custody back, which was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to help her get custody. No offense, Andrea, if you ever watch my videos. I'm sure you don't. But, I have fond memories of her in a lot of other ways, but as far as like raising children, I'm not so sure. But maybe she cleaned up her act, But yeah, I thought that guy was a way better choice. But the unfortunate thing is, now that I'm preparing to reach out to her, I'm trying to figure out what to say because I'm sure she's going to be hurt by this, and I feel bad about that. But it's just one of those things. Like, I think it's kind of impossible to never hurt your children in some ways. And I'm not trying to make excuses or anything, but at the same time, it's like I felt like there's really nothing else I could have done. I guess I could have tried to reach out to her, but how weird would that be? Some random guy, just reaching out, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have worked that way. Anyway, I don't know. I probably didn't do everything perfect, but I felt like that was the best move. And now that she's an adult, she's like 20 now, I think. But I don't even know if she's out of the house yet. But I'm still going to plan to reach out to her. I hope she's not too hurt by that, or take it as rejection or whatever. That was, And here's the thing: I haven't even figured out if she's 100% my daughter yet. My ex said that she added up the months and it's a sure thing. Those were her words. And then you gotta believe what she's saying, but then again, like, why would she lie about that? I don't know, man. You never know. People do crazy things. sometimes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of selfish people out there, man. It's just seriously, the only people have told me I should have done it are the most selfish people I've ever met in my life. Seriously, like some of the most mentally ill, messed up people. Like, and some of the worst parents I've ever met. I'm not gonna name names, but it's like, yeah, just like the most abusive, verbally abusive. Just they're terrible to their kids. It's actually sad. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna say. You know, I'm just gonna tell her the truth. I don't want to, but at the same time, I don't want to like badmouth her mom. But in order to explain the situation, I have to tell her that I didn't feel like it was a good idea for her to get custody back. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. Very nervous about reaching out. She could just tell me to get lost or whatever, you know. But I mean, which maybe I deserve. I don't know. So I'm just gonna let her know that there's no pressure to respond, and I understand if she doesn't want to talk to me, or you know, and then I'm prepared. I obviously I already ordered the DNA test. I'm not even sure she's gonna want to take it, but I'm gonna take my end of it first, so I'm prepared. I just did like a 23andMe thing, but anyway, it's exciting, but also nerve-wracking, because I've already seen some more recent pictures of her. As I looked her up, I was curious, and it's like, I'm even more curious now that I've seen her. Like she looks a lot like me, and actually she looks a lot like my mom's side of the family, like my sister, my niece. It's really like, it's almost guaranteed at this point based on what I've seen. Because I mean, the only thing else I saw were some baby pictures that her mother gave me, I guess to convince me or whatever, during the whole court thing. But more recent pictures, I'm almost 100% certain at this point. But anyway. Why do you share this kind of stuff, Mike? What makes you think anyone cares about your life? Well, I don't actually think you care about my life. Apparently, one or two people said that when I share personal stuff. It's like, you don't have to watch my videos. Like, honestly, I don't expect anyone to watch my videos. I don't expect anyone to care, actually. I don't know why you would think that like making a video means I think people care. If anything, I don't expect anyone to watch. I usually don't get any views on these, yet I still make them. You know what I mean? Anyway, I appreciate the supporters that I have. Pray for the situation.